Okay, the next section in section 9.2 is motor development. Now, this is a short section. When we're talking about motor development, first of all, we're talking about the development of gross motor skills. And this varies depending on what we're talking about by age. Remember, gross motor skills are the bigger muscles, particularly in our legs. So if we look at ages 6 to 7, children can typically, by this time, hop, jump, and climb, pedal a bicycle, and balance on a bicycle. By ages 8 to 10, our balance and coordination have developed a little bit as our strength. This allows us to do more progressive things, more difficult things, like in gymnastics and team sports. Part of the reason that this starts to happen again is that myelination. Muscles grow stronger, neural pathways connect, become more myelinated. Information travels through those neural pathways more quickly. Our sensory motor skills are refined. Also leads us to having things like better vision, better depth perception, better coordination, and some of those things are very individualized, and so we may have better vision than other people. We may have better depth perception, better coordination. During this time, our reaction time also starts to improve. Timing for things like swinging a bat, hitting a tennis ball, it gradually improves until about the age of 18. Now, during this time, if we look at fine motor skills, now these are things like more like the small muscles in your hands and feet. At ages 6 to 7, we learn to tie shoelaces, and usually most of us are successful at this. Hold pencils, work scissors, like adults do. Also at this age, we can learn to do things, particularly things like dressing ourselves with fastening buttons and zip zippers. We should be able to brush our teeth, wash ourselves, coordinate knife and fork, and even use chopsticks. Yes. And just like the gross motor skills, these skills tend to improve throughout childhood as well. Now, looking at any kind of gender differences between boys and girls, boys and girls throughout middle childhood are fairly similar. There are a few slight differences. As your book points out, boys have more forearm strength, so they're better able to swing a bat or throw a ball. At puberty, those physical differences start to favor boys. Now, girls have greater coordination of their arms and legs during this time, and they usually have better flexibility, and this helps them in things like dancing and gymnastics and balance. Between middle childhood and adolescence, we start to see a greater divide between physical activities that are supposedly more masculine versus more feminine. Things like, football being masculine and dancing being feminine, although we still have those things, but those seem to be, those lines seem to be starting to become a little bit blurred as we progress as a culture. Excuse me. As far as maintaining physical strength and developing physical strength and physical health, we do know, the research shows us that physically active adolescents do have a better self-image and coping skills with those than those who are inactive. We already know inactivity can often lead to being overweight, which can have, like we talked about before, a huge impact on one's self-esteem, one's psyche, even though one is treated and viewed. As far as physical benefits of exercise and fitness, cardio is great, helps to develop that cardiovascular system, helps develop muscles and muscular fitness. Those kinds of things are developed by participating in activities like running, swimming, biking, jumping rope, walking quickly. So aerobic activities. Now, schools and parents tend to focus on sports, although physically active, they aren't as apt to promote fitness as, say, something like running or swimming or biking, we tend to focus on things like football and baseball.